What's up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Cody, and I think it's time that I retire Barnaby. You know, we brought him in for the holiday season for Halloween, and it's a satisfying noise. I just think it's time that we let him go. Be seeing you, bud. Jellystone, the return of C.H. Greenblatt, somebody who has made a lot of really good shows. I believe he worked on The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. He created Chowder. I know that. Chowder is a phenomenal show and what I grew up watching from Greenblatt. He also did Harvey Beaks, which is a show I haven't caught very much of, but I heard it's okay. And now we have Jellystone, a show about the characters from old school Hanna-Barbera. Barbella? Hannah-Barbera. All the characters you know and love that haven't gotten any love. They didn't grab the cultural zeitgeist as much as characters like Scooby-Doo did. So they kind of faded away into the distance. Even characters like Yogi Bear, who I think was probably the most popular of the Jellystonian characters. Except for maybe like the Flintstones, maybe. They probably are a little bit more well-known than Yogi Bear. Even he has kind of faded off into the distance, except for that one live-action movie that we will not talk about anymore after this point. Maybe. I don't know, this video isn't a scripted one, which I feel is right. I feel not scripting this video lends into the chaotic energy of Jellystone, because Jellystone really is a chaotic energy show. First and foremost, it does have like that kind of Chowder energy where every character is a bit chaotic. Every character has a little bit of insanity to them, a little bit of a twisted craziness that really just sells them and really sells the show in the world. And they do a very good job of it. Jellystone is, in this show, the city of Jellystone, where all these old Warner Brother characters, not Warner Brother, they're owned by Warner Brothers now. All these old Hanna-Barbera characters now commingle and live in one big community. And there's a lot of really good twist on that, right? For example, Yogi, Boo Boo, and Cindy no longer live in the woods hunting for picnic baskets. Instead, they're doctors. They're doctors. Like actual doctors. And that's got some very funny bits to it. Cindy's like straight up a mad scientist, which is wonderful. Boo Boo is a nurse who practices malpractice, apparently. And Yogi is, as he always is, kind of a self-centered, full of himself type character, is now also a doctor. And that goes about as well as you'd expect it to go. And Yogi's a perfect example of what this entire show does, where it keeps the core elements of these like classic characters, but just puts them in a modern place with a little bit of a modern twist. This is very much like sitcom-esque, kind of like the Looney Tunes show, only whereas the Looney Tunes show was funny in a mundane world, this is chaos in a already chaotic world. It's no less chaotic than it originally was. It's just in a city now instead of being out and about. And they do a great job of all that. There's also a bit of a redux to some characters in the sense that, hey, Hanna-Barbera didn't have a lot of female or women characters back in the day. That's just the truth. There were some teams and some groups, like for example Scooby-Doo, where it was a pretty even split. Generally speaking, I mean, you had Top Cat and his crew. I think there was only one girl in that group, and they changed one of them in this one. You had Daddy Doggy and Augie Doggy. Augie Doggy's a girl in this, and they actually make a really good joke. joke. I turned Canadian for a second. Ooh. Augie Doggy's a girl now, and they make a really good joke about that. Jabberjaw is a girl now, and she's also boy crazy, which is pretty funny considering how Jabberjaw would like hyper fixate on things. It's pretty good. I think they did a good job of Jabberjaw on this. Generally speaking, this show's writing and visuals are good. I think the show does a very good job of being really balanced for adults and kids. 50% of the time, I was really enjoying it. Like, the writing was really funny. Some of the visual elements that they snuck in there was really good. The adult jokes got me quite a bit of the time. I got it, and it was really good. And the visual humor was also very strong. But there was also times where I was just, because some of the bits just weren't getting me. And that's because I realized these are the bits that are primarily aimed at children. These are the jokes that are really for the kids. And that's kind of what I like the most about the show, is that it's a really solid balance between humor for the old fans and humor for the kids. So let's double back to the old fans, because if you are an old fan of this show, in my opinion, does a very good job of paying a very strong homage to the original characters and keeping that like weird little universe they had together. Not everybody has seen that way. As it goes, people like to take their opinions on these matters and post them up on the internet, not unlike what I'm doing, but they have a little bit less tact about it. They have a little bit less of a planned out way of going about it. I know I said I didn't script this video, but even I kind of pre-thought of what I was going to say. So today we're bringing back the segment Reviewing Reviews. I keep thinking whether or not I want to do Reviewing Reviews as like its own series, or if I want to do Reviewing Reviews as like a segment in videos. I think I'm just going to keep dropping Reviewing Reviews in wherever I want to, and yeah, looking into Reviewing Reviews. These reviews are from IMDb. I'm not going to let people know the usernames of these people because there's no reason to like go bully them. I'm already doing that by making a video here. And I'm not even bullying them. I'm just pointing out like holes in their logic, or where like critique and like hurt feelings is not really addressing anything about the show. First thing, totally misses the point. Is this supposed to be a parody of Hanna-Barbera cartoons? You said it totally misses the point, but then you asked the question not knowing what the point is. Are you the director? Are you CH Greenblatt? Did you come up with the point of the show? Unless you know something that I don't, where CH Greenblatt came out and said, this is the point of the show, this is exactly what it's doing, and here's how we did it. In which case, why ask the question if you didn't know what the point of the show was? Actually, I just found this while editing. I'm gonna sneak this into the video. Magic. Greenblatt called the series a love letter in an interview with Grant Erberg on Jerry Beck's AnimationScoop.com, but not a nostalgia show. Though he had filmed episodes of classic cameos and planned for many more future shows, he did not see the series as a replacement of the original shows and characters, but hoped that the entire Hanna-Barbera library might someday become available easily. There's your point, buddy. The cartoon art looks more like caricatures or warped versions of those cartoons. It's a different style. It's pretty simple. It's like the Chinese telephone version of them. Ooh. You could have just said the telephone version of them. You didn't need to slide in your biases. We'll call it that. This is more horrifying and stuff of nightmares than those feel-good cartoons. I mean, let's be real. Most of the characters from the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons are not good people. Yogi Bear is a thief. Boo Boo is his just unwitting is just his completely willing accomplice. Top Cat just constantly stole from everybody. Jabberjaw and his gang back in the day, her gang now, were kind of like the bad Scooby-Doo people. They weren't very good at doing what they did. And whenever they did do what they did it almost exclusively wrongly. Sure, they were screwball comedy, but this is screwball comedy. I'd call it that exactly, actually. This is spitting on our memories of those cartoons. I mean, those cartoons aren't memories. I mean, you remember watching them, sure, but they're not gone. You can go back and watch those cartoons. They're still out there. They're on the internet. They're in the ether. You can go buy DVD box sets and VHS box sets. Like, they're still, just watch Boomerang, dude. Hey, editing Cody again. I took a break. I would argue that bringing these cartoons to the attention of a new audience in any way is a way of preserving the ideas of those shows. It does kind of two things, right? and I've talked about this before, but one, it introduces a new audience to those characters to help keep it, culturally significant. But two, and arguably more important, people who are really into the show and really into the characters, especially a younger audience, will do the research and go back and explore those older cartoons, and they can decide for themselves whether or not the classics are better than the new modern iteration. That's just how like remakes and rebuilds and new things work. It's a way of not only paying homage, even if it's bad, regardless of if you think it's good or bad, it is a way of preserving the memory, preserving the ideas of these characters. So, in general, there's no, in my opinion, bad way a remake is truly going to go if it brings a new audience to see it. You can say it tarnishes the reputation, but then the new one after it might just bring that reputation back. At the very least, it gives it another shot to get a new reputation. Just a wayward thought. Anyways, this is just an evil thing to do to those cartoons. Your bar for evil is very low. I love this. I'm pretty sure my view is going to get deleted. Oh, come on. Have a little bit of self-confidence. I shut this off in less than 5 minutes. Oh, sorry. I shut this off in less than 5 minutes. Total garbage. Sorry you can't give negative stars. I would have gotten a -5. If it's the worst, wouldn't it have been a -10 if it's 1 out of 10? It'd be a -10, right? That'd be the worst. And then also, if you turned it off in less than 5 minutes, you really didn't give it much of a chance. I also understand how this currently has a rating of 8. The animation is terrible, but mostly it's the terrible writing that makes this unwatchable. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the animation and the writing are no more terrible than the original Hanna-Barbera's. Seriously, go back and watch that stuff with like our modern day sensibilities and like what we consume, what we watch. It's not good. It's really boring. I tried to watch a bunch of Hanna-Barbera stuff just to make sure like my biases were in check. Like I watched some like Yogi. I watched that really good Christmas special. I actually do love the Christmas special. That has some nostalgia for me. I do remember watching the Christmas nostalgia. I do remember watching the Christmas special a lot growing up. That was good and had a lot of funny in it. Although the pacing was still terrible. There's nothing about the original Hanna-Barbera, in my opinion, that is better or worse for Jellystone's existence. That's because one, I can separate the two entities. One is the original, and one is an homage that keeps most of the original forms of the characters but brings it up into modern sensibilities. And two, I wasn't a big Hanna-Barbera fan growing up, just because, I mean, first of all, a little bit before my time, I know I look like an ancient at this point. I mean, look at the look at the bags under these eyes. Whoa, I'm just now getting a good look at these suckers. I didn't even think, oh my God. Oh no. Oh dear, I'm old, y'all. I'm getting tired. I'm 26. What's happening to me? And then everything else is positive. All the other reviews are really positive. I mean, the show's currently got 8 stars, I think. Let me see. IMDb, what do we got? 7.8 stars. Yeah, I think it deserves it. It deserves those 7.8 stars. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. The show's fun. If you want something that's just silly and dumb to put on in the background just to listen to, and I guess that's a good plug. Yeah, be sure to come by and check out my streams. Be sure to come by and subscribe to this channel since you're already here. Leave me a comment on what was your favorite Hanna-Barbera character and who is now your favorite Hanna-Barbera character. I messed up the first Hanna-Barbera on accident. The second one was, I was like, I might as well lead into it. Really sell my descent into madness. And follow me on socials, all that good stuff. I got nothing. All right, anyways. Guys, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace.